All right, guys. So as you all know, we are nearing the end. We have 2 more weeks before the last day of school gets here. So this week we're just going to finish up some topics that I need to cover. That's going to be on the final exam, and then on next week we're going to do the review, and then at the end of next week I'm going to give you guys the actual final exam itself, and the final exam will be in Eduphoria. Okay, so that is something that I want you guys to expect from here on out. Um, Let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys just to go over what is in Schoology. Okay, guys, this week is going to be a pretty straightforward week. Um, Basically, there are two topics that I need to cover, and that is series of parallel circuits and magnets. So once I've covered those topics, we are pretty much done with circuits. And then next week we'll be ready to do the review, and then we're going to have the final exam. So what I have planned for today. So if you click on the folder for today, and hopefully everybody is at their computer. So if you click on the materials tab, if you guys click on final 6 weeks, today is May the 17th, and it is a Monday. Okay. If you guys look in the folder for today, you'll already see that I have the assignment opened up for you guys to complete. Of course, I need to get a couple more assignments in gradebook before we end this marking period. Obviously, I'm going to have less assignments than usual. It's because we've been doing a lot of testing for like STAR and AP exams and things like that. But I do need to get a few more assignments in. And guys, today is going to be really, really easy. We're just going to briefly go over what a series circuit is and what a parallel circuit is, and then we're going to work on this assignment together. So we're going to do everything together. So guys, if you just listen and pay attention and follow along with me, you will be done with the assignment by the time this Zoom call is concluded. Okay, so very, very straightforward day, really easy day. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions on what we're doing so far? Okay, so obviously we've been talking about electricity and electrical circuits. In fact, your project that you guys turned in over the weekend dealt with electricity. So we're just going to conclude this topic talking about series circuits and parallel circuits. What is a series circuit and what is a parallel circuit? Let me show you guys a diagram of the two. So imagine here that we have a battery, and connected to this battery is a copper wire and 3 light bulbs. Okay, so guys, there are 3 ways that we can connect these light bulbs to this battery. We can connect it in what is known as a series circuit, or we can connect it in what is known as a parallel circuit. Okay, so I want you guys to notice the difference between the two. The main difference between the two is that whenever you have devices or light bulbs collected in, whenever you have them connected in series, you notice that there's only one path that the electrons can flow. So there's only one path of electricity flow. With the parallel circuit, you can have more than one path of electric flow. So I'm gonna draw my screen here. So in a series circuit, the electrons just flow like this. Okay, just only one path. But in a parallel circuit, the electrons flow like this, and by the time it reaches here, notice it can branch off. So by the time we reach this junction here, the electrons can branch off, and some of it flow like this, some of them are going to flow like this, and then some of them are going to flow like this. Okay, so we can have more than one path whenever the light bulbs are connected in a parallel circuit. I'm going to show you guys a schematic diagram of how this looks like. Sometimes whenever you guys see these diagrams in a textbook, you may see something that looks like this. Okay. So sometimes textbooks will have diagrams looks like this, where they'll draw it like this. And remember, they do these lines here to represent um, um, your battery. Remember, the smaller line represents the negative end, and the larger line represents the positive end. Okay, and as you guys can clearly see here, we have 3 resistors. Here, these 3 resistors are connected in series. Here, these 3 resistors are connected in parallel. Now, um, what is an important thing to remember about the difference between the two? Well, in the parallel circuit, if you have devices connected in the parallel circuit, it's important to know that the path, these branches, are independent of each other. So that's very important when it comes to economical reasons. So, for example, consider this. Okay. Consider Christmas tree lights. Okay. Guys, if you buy Christmas tree lights, it turns out you can buy 1 or 2 types of Christmas tree lights. You can buy Christmas tree lights in which your bulbs are connected in a parallel circuit, or you could buy your Christmas tree lights in which your bulbs are connected in a series circuit. Okay? And both have their strengths and weaknesses. What is the benefit of a parallel circuit? Well, here's one benefit of a parallel circuit, is that whenever the light bulbs are connected in parallel circuit, the reality is if one light bulb goes out, the others stay on. And let me explain why that is. Okay. So imagine we have a parallel circuit here, and there's electrical current flowing through the battery and then flowing through the light bulbs like this. Okay. So we have electricity flowing through the battery like this. Okay. Now, okay, guys, think about this for a second. Imagine if one of these light bulbs was to turn off, or imagine one of these light bulbs was to blow out. So imagine this light bulb right here blew its fuse, and you eliminated the light bulb. Well, even though you blew the fuse on this light bulb, guess what? These light bulbs here are going to stay on. Why is that? Why will they stay on? Because if you notice, these light bulbs are connected to the battery in an independent path. So even if we cut the flow of electricity here, we're still going to get electricity flowing here and here in a closed circuit. Okay. Notice that's not true for a series circuit. So if you have a series circuit, and you have electricity flowing through the series circuit like this, where you have electricity flowing through the series circuits like this, guys, imagine for a second that this light bulb went out here. So this light bulb blew out. Well, guys, if this light bulb bulbs out, guess what? Then these other 2 light bulbs are going to go off. Why? Because the moment you blew out this light bulb here, you now broken the circuit, right? Because the electrons are only flowing through one path. Okay, so guys, if you're buying Christmas tree lights, it may be beneficial to buy Christmas tree lights in which the Christmas tree lights are in a parallel circuit. And the reason why is because if one light bulb goes out, the other Christmas tree lights stay on. Now, if they're in a series circuit, guys, if you get some really cheap Christmas lights and they're wired in a series circuit, if you lose one light bulb on that Christmas tree light, then the remainder of the Christmas tree lights are pretty much useless. So that's something to keep in mind. However, here's one benefit of a series circuit when compared to a parallel circuit. So a parallel circuit, it turns out these light bulbs are pulling more energy from the battery than in a series circuit. So therefore, if you're running two circuits, let's say a series and a parallel circuit, and you're running them for about the same amount of time, okay, it's going to cost you more money to run the parallel circuit because it's pulling more energy from the battery. But in a series circuit, since the series circuit is pulling less energy from the battery, it'd be cheaper to run the series circuit compared to the parallel circuit. So as you guys can see, there are pros and cons to both. So stop sharing my screen. So before we do that assignment, so I'm gonna say that again. Going back to the Christmas tree light situation. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me pull this back up. So obviously, going back to the Christmas tree lights. Again, if they're in parallel, if one, let's say this light bulb right here goes off, if this is in a parallel circuit, then all of these other light bulbs stay on. Okay, so that's the benefit of a parallel circuit. But I'm gonna say this again: it's going to cost you more money to run the Christmas tree lights in parallel because it's draining more energy compared to a series circuit. So again, there are trade-offs. Okay. Any questions on series and parallel circuits? Hopefully, everybody see the main difference between the two. Okay, with that said, guys, let us conclude the day with working on this assignment together. We're going to work on this as a class. So, guys, if you are at your computer right now, go ahead and open this assignment up. We're going to complete it together. And then as soon as you guys get done with this assignment, we are going to be done for the day. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the assignment. All right, so guys, if you're at your computer right now, I would go ahead and go to this question right here. Your questions are going to be in a different order compared to mine because they are random. But guys, go to this question right here, where you have a device that looks something like this, where you have two 2-volt batteries, and the schematic diagram looks something like this. Is this device wired in series or parallel? Okay, guys, remember what I said. If you only see one path, you know you're dealing with series circuit. But if you're seeing multiple branches, it could be 2 or more branches. Obviously, you know you're dealing with a parallel circuit. So here, our battery is connected in more than one branch. So here we have a parallel circuit. Okay. So guys, go ahead and answer that one. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to this one right here. Is this device wired in series or parallel circuit? All right, so here we actually have 2 resistors. And notice these resistors. Notice, do we have devices that are branching off, or there's only one path? As we can see here, this is a junction here, so we have branching off points. So this is a parallel circuit. Okay. Is this device wired in series or parallel circuits? So notice, if you notice, we only have one path that we're taking. So we have 2 batteries that are not directly next to each other, and they're going through one path. So this is clearly a series circuit. All right, so everybody go to this question right here, where you have the 2 9-volt batteries directly next to each other, and then you tell me, is this in series or parallel? Okay. So these are the 3 that we've done so far. Okay. Let's move on to the 4th one. Okay. So guys, look at this one right here. So if one light turns off, the other stays on. Is that evidence that we're wired in series or parallel? You guys should know this. Anybody want to tell me in the chat box? If one light turns off, the other stays on. All right, come on, guys. The sooner y'all answer this, the sooner we get done. Thank you. Ariston, it is parallel. Thank you. Okay. Series of parallel, only one path for the electricity to flow. So I just stated this. If there's only one path for the electricity to flow, we know we are in series. If you turn off one light, all the other lights go out. Okay, so we know what this is, guys. And again, like I said, guys, even though your questions may be out of order, just go ahead. Hopefully, I'm giving you guys enough time to go to the right question. So this here is series. Okay, everybody good? Everybody keeping up? So for this one right here, uh, only one path for electricity flow. Series. If you turn off one light, all the other lights go out. Series. Okay, so my number 7 says match the words with this definition. Match the words with its definition. A series circuit, a circuit with only one path for electricity. Okay. Okay. A circuit with multiple paths for current to flow. We are talking about that's parallel. Where current splits or joins, that is a junction. Kind of mentioned that earlier. An ended path for electricity in a parallel circuit. Okay, so a single branch is an independent path. Okay. Now I haven't talked about short circuits yet. We typically talk about short circuits in my AP class in more detail whenever we get into the mathematics of series and parallel circuits. But for now, I'm just going to say a short circuit is when a wire bypasses a part of a circuit. Okay. So guys, go ahead and do this question right here where you're going to match the words with its definitions. So go ahead and do that now. I'm going to give you guys time to match that one up. Okay. Guys, can I move on? Does everybody got all of their um, all of their definitions in the right order? Okay, let's look at number 8. Series are parallel. The paths are independent of each other. Well, we just said that's a parallel circuit. The paths are independent of each other. Has more than one path for the electricity to flow. That is a parallel circuit. Is this device wired in series or parallel? So go to right here where we have two resistors. One is 5 ohms, one is 4 ohms. Notice we only have one path. We only see one path. So here, this is series. How your house is wired. What do you guys think about this one right here? How do you think your house is wired? Do you think your house is wired in a series circuit or a parallel circuit? Yeah, I'm talking about your entire home, right? I'm talking as far as how everything is connected to your breaker box. Well, let me ask you guys a question. If you are at home and you guys are in two different bedrooms, um, if you turn off one TV, and someone else in another bedroom is also watching TV, if you turn off one TV, does their TV go off? No, it doesn't go off. Because if it did, that would mean that your house is wired in a series circuit. So obviously, your house must be wired in a parallel circuit because cutting off one device in your home doesn't automatically shut off every other device in your home. So hopefully that makes sense. Someone asked the question: is it both? Yeah, technically it is both. That's a very good question. It is technically both because some parts of your home, I guess you could say, could be in series. Um, just depending on the part of your home, but for the most part, everything is not in series. We do have some parallel branches there, so we're going to say parallel. Good question. Thank you for that private question. Anybody else has any other questions for me? All right, guys, I'm going to put the attendance form in the chat box for those of you guys who did not get that filled out. All right, guys, so basically everyone in here should be done with the assignment for today. Um, when I see you guys on Wednesday, we're gonna do. It's gonna be the same basic idea. I'm gonna introduce magnetism, talk a little bit about it, and then we're gonna work on the assignment together. And then next week we're gonna be ready to review, and then the final exam, and we're gonna be done with this course. Okay. All right. So if there are no immediate questions for me at the moment, you guys are free to go. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.